But if you continue to pray, Shaitan is pissed because you disobeyed him and his strategy did not work. Allah is pleased because you're worshipping him. It boils down to two things. Either you obey Allah or obey Shaitan. Now you tell me, watching anime. You tell me.
SNEAKO likes anime too.
I don't care about it.
I hate anime. I'm so glad I got to meet a guy. I hate anime.
Funny, I feel like almost like this was supposed to be blocked off and they just opened it.
That's exactly what happened. Well, there's a rope right here, but you can get on the sidewalk.
You can drive on the sidewalk.
Oh!
Welcome to Saudi. It's called offensive driving, baby. You know what I'm saying?
It's called bumpy ride.
It's the last 10 nights, and it's an odd night of Ramadan, so very special nights. Stay reminded of everything we're grateful for and everything we won and everything we're going to ask God for.
You got a beautiful voice.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's so packed. This is a famous reciter. It's great to finally meet you.
Same here. Barakallah feek.
I think so. You need to
I look at this, I'm like, oh, look, we could smoke in here? Yeah. But Arab people, they put the date seeds in here, even though this is definitely an ashtray.
I don't know what animes you watch, Sheikh.
I don't watch animes.
Come on, you said that video that went viral, you talking about it, you spoke like you watched a lot of anime in your life.
Never in my life.
Wow. You know what I'm talking about? That went viral without you?
The Naruto.
No, when you talking about anime, like, it's all a bunch of crap. It's all the same thing. And he said, it was so funny.
It makes a good point, man. Anime is for dorks. Anime is for animes.
I was laughing so hard at that clip. I said that clip to all my brothers.
I'm a serious person. I don't watch these stuff.
I don't watch anime at all.
But when I talk, I try my little best to make people feel what I'm talking about and that I have some idea. So
قاعد يصور.
ما مشكلة.
Aren't you tired of pretending that anime matters, that you care?
I like anime. I love anime. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
but I mean, that shit you said, it made me laugh. I'm not gonna lie.
How long have you been Muslim?
My whole life.
Okay, so what's your take on Islam?
It's a beautiful religion.
Okay.
The truth.
What is it?
The truth.
It's the truth. So if you don't walk the talk, what good the truth is to you? So the borderline is, if you're praying 2 rak'ahs in the masjid, and you get whispers that, oh, they're looking at me. I'm praying so that I can get their praise and compliment. You have two choices on the table. Either to break a prayer or to continue. Logical? Is there a third option?
No.
You tell me.
Not that I know of.
Okay. If you break your prayer, Shaitan, Satan, Lucifer, Iblis, is pleased because you obeyed him, correct?
Yeah.
But Allah is angry because you broke your prayer.
Yeah.
But if you continue to pray, Shaitan is pissed because you disobeyed him and his strategy did not work. Allah is pleased because you're worshipping him. It boils down to two things. Either you obey Allah or obey Shaitan. Now you tell me, watching anime. You tell me.
SNEAKO likes anime too.
I don't care about it.
I hate anime. I'm so glad I got to meet a guy. I hate anime.
Judgment, you're gonna stand alone.
But Naruto, he's inspiring, honestly.
I did not ask you about him. I did not ask you about his 7 lives, or the demons he's into. I'm just asking you, does it please Allah or please Shaitan? Simple as that. Very simple question. Don't beat around the bush. He's not going to save you in your grave. I'm not going to do anything to you on the day of judgment. I'm going to bail out for myself, man. It's my skin. So this is how we roll in Islam. It's not what the people say. It's not what my followers dictate that I should do. A lot of my followers would like to see me in a boxing match with this, what's his name? The one who fought... No, who fought Tyson.
Jake Paul.
Yeah, something like that. I'll get paid a lot. But who cares what followers want?
You have 3 boxers here, mashallah.
I go with Glock 9.
You'll win a boxing match with the Glock.
Yeah, this is nonsense. I've done this 40, 50 years ago. I did Kung Fu, I did Karate, Shotokan, I did a little bit of Aikido. You sweat and you like a pig, and then get a shower, and then what? A 9mm Glock does the job for you. And you don't have to Salam Rahmatullah. So
It's crazy seeing this. That's exactly
هم قالوا لنا حابب تصور بودكاست فجبنا الكاميرا.
انا ماني حابب اصور ولا شيء، هم اللي هو اخوك اللي قال انه في تصوير، ولا انا جاي فقط اني اجلس اسلم اقهويكم وامشي.
الله يبارك.
شكرا حبيبي.
حياكم الله.
الله يحييك.
هذا كان خافي والله ما اللي في القهوه.
يا شيخ.
Got an upgrade, man.
I don't mind
Guys, help yourself, huh? First round is on the house, but then I'm a sheikh. I'm not used to serving people. So you guys go. So enough preaching. So what's happening with you guys? What's up?
Busy day. We just flew 24 hours and we had a jam-packed day.
MashaAllah.
And we were all tired downstairs and now we're wide awake.
Tired?
You're all sleeping in the car.
Ah, well, yeah.
Now they're wide awake.
We missed our first flight. One of our brothers over here got held up at the airport because he was wearing an unfriendly sweater. What was the sweater?
That's not true.
I don't think it's the sweater was a part of it.
No, it was a giant part of it. He was getting eyes everywhere.
He's wearing a sweater that says the White House is Israeli owned, or what is it?
Israeli occupied territory.
Yeah, anything that is political,
Yeah.
motivated, it's not welcome.
Here we don't mess around with politics.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's not messing around with politics. It's just what is it you want to do?
Yes.
Send a message. You have to be aware of the environment you're sending a message. So I wouldn't go to America and say Trump sucks or Elon Musk is the president.
Tell us to SNEAKO. He's a very political man. And he loves like being uncensored.
Again, as a Muslim, what is your intention? Is it to, and I know this is coming like, you're not my father, don't judge me. What? I'm a Saudi, I'm a sheikh, I have the hell to judge you, man. What are you going to do, sue me? So,
Switching out SNEAKO.
it is,
I just want to get content out of him. That's what it is. I'm trying to get content out of the Sheikh.
it is our part and responsibility in Islam to give as much da'wah and advice as possible, because this is what we do, this is how we roll. On the day of judgment, I'm going to be questioned alone. And Allah Azza wa Jalla is going to ask me, you sat with these guys, why didn't you benefit them? Why didn't you give them advice? Yeah, we could all laugh and could have jokes and, have a good time, but I'm going to be questioned for every second of my life. And I have to have an answer. So, do I want to be controversial? No. I could be one of the most controversial people on earth. Do I want to be a stand-up comedian? I could do a good job. I think I've got the wits for it. But I want to be a Muslim. Meaning, I don't want to control people. I don't have control on anyone. I don't control people's lives and you're going to hell and you go to heaven, or you're good or you're bad. I don't judge people.
I like how you picked me for heaven, though. I appreciate that.
You're big. You're big.
Oh, the black man's not gonna work on me, huh?
You too, don't you?
I'm afraid,
Isn't being a Muslim telling the truth always, no matter the cost?
I like
No.
that.
Muslims do and say according to the result and the consequence of what they do and say. Meaning, if I'm going to do or say something that has bad repercussion and make things far worse, Islam tells me stop. I'll give you an example. In the Quran, Allah Azza wa Jal says in a crystal clear ayah, do not insult the idols that they worship. Come on. Insulting the idols is a good thing because it's false. It doesn't have anything to do. But why? Allah says, do not insult the idols they worship, so they would not insult Allah unjustly. So the consequence is what? Is far dire and serious. Though insulting the idols is good, but if it's going to cause them insulting Islam and insulting Allah, refrain. This is what you do. If I'm going to say the truth, or if I'm going to do something that is good, what is the consequence? It's going to cause someone to die. It's going to cause a whole village to be annihilated. No, stop. Keep it to yourself. But if it's going to cause something good, go ahead. I don't know if this makes sense or...
No, I understand. I understand.
Sorry for throwing in the bus, Nico.
Don't personalize things, because when you personalize things, it makes the advice watered down. So even if I was about to accept your advice, when someone waters it down and makes fun of it, Shaitan is going to make me reject it, not accept it. Watch out. Again, father figure, sue me.
So you got any questions? Our brother over here is a convert. He's been Muslim for only 9 months.
MashaAllah, tabarakallah. He's a revert. He came back to Islam.
Is it bad to say convert?
Convert is when you convert from a religion to another religion, but a revert is you're going back to your nature, to
Original
the
state.
original state.
Okay. Yeah, so
MashaAllah.
and I'm sure he has a lot of questions, right?
Not any off the top of my head right now, no. So I'm just
Have
listening.
any experiences? No? You had a couple questions you were asking, but I had no
Talk
answer.
about your experience in Saudi. Obviously, it's the first day. You know, as an Italian, what are your thoughts so far?
This is my first time in a Muslim country. It's been, the craziest thing has probably been the niqabs everywhere. Seeing women
Everywhere. You're kidding.
Most of it.
We are complaining that women are not wearing the niqab as they are supposed to.
Really?
Yes, and we're seeing that we're being westernized more and more, and the women are being liberated from Islam, unfortunately. It's very sad. We weren't like this. But unfortunately, that's a good
I mean,
thing.
compared to the way, compared to the West.
Yeah, they did hijab. Modesty is a good thing in Saudi Arabia. We're still enjoying a fair amount of modesty.
The family unit here is incredible.
It
Praying
is.
Tower Weed, having kids running around with a father and a wife.
We just prayed in Anani.
The golden dome.
We just prayed there right now. Tarawih.
Rah-E, who's
Anani. So they liked where the kids were playing in the beach and all that.
Yeah. That's good.
Well, I have a question. So, like, I get like why our purpose is here is to worship Allah, but like, why did Allah like create the whole simulation? Like, why create everything?
Why not?
Is it just like out of His mercy and His love? Like, out of His
Why not? Why
capability?
not? He can afford it. See, he is not a CEO of a company that we can hold to account and do a Congress hearing. He is not someone who's equivalent to us. We cannot imagine the greatness of Allah Azza wa Jal because unfortunately we're not doing a good job. Look at you in which state you're coming from?
Boston.
Massachusetts.
Okay, so Boston, Massachusetts, and compared to the U.S., where are you? I can't see you. The U.S. compared to the Earth, I can't see it, and I can't see you. So minute, and the Earth compared to the solar system, where I need 100 light year to travel from one end to the other, with millions of solar systems in the Milky Way galaxy, with millions of galaxies, with so many solar systems and planets and the likes. Where are you? You're nowhere to be found. You're negligible. And all of this is like a ring tossed in the desert, as in the hadith. Imagine, this huge creation of Allah is like a ring tossed in a desert. What's the comparison? Compared to the throne of Allah Azza wa Jal. And this is one of Allah's creation. So when we get to know who Allah is, nobody has the guts to question. But we know that we were nothing. And Allah created us from nothing. And He gave us life and gave us the ability to grow up and to eat and drink and mate and enjoy life with all its pleasures. And not only that, He gave us an ultimatum. And He told us, if you guys do well, I'll give you a paradise where there's things no eyes had seen, no ears had heard of, and no heart had ever imagined. For a gazillion years? No. Whatever years? No. It's for eternity. You will enjoy eternity. No death, no sleeping, all enjoyment. Just if you do well in these 60 or 70 years of your lifespan. But if you don't, I'm going to throw you in hell. And you have no way of objecting or complaining. So we are living in this life, having a good time, having a blast, enjoying everything that is halal. And at the end of the day, when we get the SMS, come, it's your death time. We die. I'm hopeful that I'm going to enjoy life even further and more. So it's not that why did Allah create us? It's what are we going to do now that we created? We have a choice. Take the red pill or the blue pill. Neo, you make a choice. So this is a choice you have to make. I don't know if this makes sense or... If it doesn't, challenge me, akhi.
It makes sense.
No, it's, yeah, I get what you're saying. You're saying like we're already here, we're already created. Like there's no point in really tripping about why.
Nobody cares. You have the full will to just blast away and say, I'm not interested. Okay. Do whatever you want. Do drugs, do women, do boys. It's a free country.
So is that fatwa?
From Shaitan it is. From Shaitan it is. Do whatever you want. But at the end of the day, you're going to pay the price. I love to drive my car 230 kilometers per hour. But if I get the camera's picture, I'm going to pay the price. Either my license is going to be suspended, either I'm going to pay the fine. But if not, I'm not caught red-handed. No problem. So this is what life is. Allah Azza wa Jal doesn't need us. We need Him. We are so vulnerable and weak and poor. Our hearts can't beat without His permission. But we don't show our gratitude to Him. Once Allah wants it, stops. The blood in our veins, the breath that we take, we can't inhale and exhale without Him giving us the authority to do so. But we don't think about this. We're so arrogant. We're so thinking highly of ourselves. No, I can do this. I can. You know you can. One coronavirus does wonders. I don't know if this makes sense.
So we're actually the most popular Muslims in America right now. The most popular youth, Muslim youth in America. What advice do you have for us? You know, going back to America after this trip. Like some general advice that you could give us. Because we do have influence.
Wallahi, ya akhi, it doesn't matter what influence you have. It doesn't matter what people think of you. What matters is what Allah thinks of you.
I like that.
And so many people say, Sheikh, you did this, you said this. Who cares? So no, you have to care. You have so many followers, you have this. Akhi, I don't give a damn. Excuse my French. Seriously, I don't care. If you come and criticize what I say, who cares? If you come and compliment me and praise me, I don't care. What counts is, does Allah Azza wa Jalla approve of what I'm doing or not? So you ask the same question I asked your fellow brother a while ago. Is Allah pleased with you, or is Shaitan pleased with you? This is what counts. So you go back to the States and you do an audit of your life. Nobody's going to help you. Nobody's going to go down in your grave with you. You're going to go alone. And when the moment you die, they're going to strip you butt naked. And they're going to wash you and perfume you and Have you ever washed someone before?
I haven't.
Oh, it's a sight to see. When you just strip them out of the clothes and they're a corpse. And you have to make them sit and squeeze their stomachs so whatever impurities come from in front and the back, and you have to keep on the water running, and you have to conceal it, not tell anybody. The guy had orchestras. No, you have to conceal it and wash thoroughly, and then you make wudu, and then you turn them over to the side and wash their back, and then turn them to the other side and wash their back, and you try to clean them, and then put kafur, which makes the skin a little bit tougher and stiffer. You perfume them and you shroud them. You're going to be doing this alone. And everybody's going to be doing it and weeping up. He was a good brother. It's too late. We pulled the plug. So whatever you do, you're going to find in your grave. And this is what a joke I always make to the guys. Guys, when I go in my grave, alhamdulillah, it's all furnished. I got 2 split units and spotlights and fridge, and everything is fine. All what I need is just connect the power. What do you have in your grave? This is what everyone should ask. What do I have in my grave? If I have good deeds and no sins, you're fine. You're doing great. You are living the life. But if not, you have time to rectify it. Fix it up. Nobody says, ditch everything you're doing, go to the masjid, stay there 24/7. This is not Islam. But at the same time, you have to check and balance. Is what I'm doing pleasing Allah, or is it pleasing shaitan? Whatever pleases shaitan, I cross it out. Whatever pleases Allah, keep up the good work. It's very simple.
Yeah, awesome.
Sam.
I have a question.
Sure.
What do I do if I'm not like these guys? I'm not driven to maybe strive to do a lot of work on my own. I feel like I'm being lethargic, or how do I find the motivation or the drive to accomplish something that is worthwhile?
Every day, every Friday that is, we read Surah Al-Kahf. And in verse, I think 28, Allah Azza wa Jal addresses His messenger. And the message is really weird to us. What does Allah say to him? He said, وَاصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ. Make yourself patient and tolerant with those who remember Allah Azza wa Jal in the morning and the evening. And do not look elsewhere, wanting the prompt and the adornment of the dunya. These guys are poor guys. I'd like to go with 50 Cent and the guys that have Ferraris and Lamborghinis and all the bling blings, and these are my type of people that I'd like to. Alaykum salam. Hala. These are my grandchildren. So don't overlook around. قهوة حبايبي. انتوا تقهووا هم شربوا ما ادري الشباب هناك ما شربوا يمكن
عشان ننام.
طيب. And don't overlook. Keep your eye on the ball. And do not associate yourself with those whom we've made their hearts neglectful and their affairs on the loose. So Allah is telling His messenger to circle himself with righteous practicing people. When you go with righteous practicing people, hypothetically assuming me, what would you always get from me? Reminders, words of advice. Yes, we may do something. I may play 8-ball with you and beat the heck out of you. We may play sports, paddle or table tennis, and I give you a handicap of 10 points. I could do that. So it's fun to be with me, but at the same time, I'm going to do what? All the time remind you of Allah Azza wa Jal, get you closer to Allah, because we want to roll together to Allah.
And if we don't listen, you pull out the Glock 9, right?
No, I choose someone else. It's not sufficient. Time is short. If I give him advice and he doesn't listen, the hell with him. I'll go somewhere else. Because time is limited. I can't invest my time on an individual or in a group and it's not paying off. I have to keep on trying to, even if I have my siblings, my own brothers and sisters, and I try my level best to give them da'wah and it's not working. What should I do? Go look for someone else. Because I want to fill up my grave with another split unit and few fridges and maybe, I don't know. So this is what the advice to the Prophet ﷺ was. You look for good companions in the masjid, in the community. This would motivate you. When you strive to be with someone higher than you, you try your level best to reach their level. But when you're always with people that are lower than you, they'll drag you to their level. And before you know it, you're like them. So, I don't know if this answers your question.
The Sheikh in the US just told us last Friday, your friend is the one that will judge you which way you want to go. The right way or the wrong way.
This depends. Who's stronger? If you have an influence of the Prophet ﷺ, who was his best companion? Abu Bakr. Did Abu Bakr drag him down? No, the Prophet dragged him up. So, yes, your friend dictates what kind of a person you are if you are not strong and well versed and steadfast on Islam. But if you are, then alhamdulillah, you're a good influence to the community and to the others.
See, I got a random question.
Yeah?
It's random. I'm just saying, because my friend Adam over here, mashallah, he's got engaged, and I was asking him about if he's gonna have a second one, but he was telling me like people in his family are like saying it's haram or like they look like it's frowned upon. Like I don't know, it's frowned. Why is it so frowned upon? Like
it's not frowned upon. It's with all due respect, stupid.
Is it?
To ask someone who's not married yet if they have a second.
No, because even my brother SNEAKO, he was interested too. He was telling me like.
No, but my answer, I say you start with one.
So one.
So before you can think about two, you have to think about one.
True. I know. But how come like women get so like? There's always a debate when I'm with around like Muslim women or Muslim men. They always have like a crazy debate, and the women always get so mad about it. So like what's your thoughts on polygamy?
Is it even logical for Muslim women and men who are non-mahram to engage in such debates? This is immodest.
America.
This is our definition here of slots.
What you slots?
A woman who sits with a non-mahram and talk about issues of the bed. Both of them are not real Muslims.
Yeah?
What is this? First of all. Second of all, Akhi, we have a saying, dogs that bark don't bite. Those who talk about polygamy and polygamy.
No, I'm just interested, honestly.
This gives you an idea.
Sheikh, how much you got, honestly?
Under the belt? Under the hood? What?
Oh no, I'm just saying.
In my bank account? How much?
How many wives he's trying to say? How many wives?
I have one wife.
Oh, mashallah.
Dunya wa akhir, inshallah.
What's
your voice, bro?
And it is not indicative of how macho you are. Yeah, maybe if you are not a Muslim and you say, okay, I have my black book or blue book and I have how many girls I know. Yeah, this is really bad. Yani Umar ibn Khattab says, I hate it when men speak about their private parts and about their stomach. All what they care about is their food and their sex life. This is not befitting for a man. Marriage is a sacred bond between two for the sake of having a family, having a kids, and finding your soulmate. Down the line, if there is a need, Islam allows you to marry a second and a third and a fourth, but with the right intention, not with, hey, how many wives you got? Hey, Tony, we're going to be cojitos, huh?
Did I sound like
What
that?
is it?
Yeah, you did. I didn't sound like that. He was kind of shy to ask the question, so I was like, you know what?
It doesn't look shy.
I went to ask him.
I want to look shy to me.
Him and SNEAKO's a revert too, you know?
Don't dodge a bullet. Take it like a man. Just stand and block 9 is good for you. So, basically speaking, the issue of marriage, akhi, is something halal. But the guys in the West are making it really bad. This is what I was talking about, consequences. when you open this topic, women become aggressive, defensive, and they hate Islam, they hate men, especially with beard, because they think that any person who's committed to Islam is going to take her as a second or a third or a fourth wife. It's not a hurricane that was over in 5 minutes like most people are. It's a commitment. It's not only the 5 minutes at the end of the night when you try to listen to Sheikh Sinatra. It's not. It's a commitment. It's a financial commitment. It's having the tolerance of being good to your in-laws, your kids, and responsibility. A huge responsibility.
Yeah.
I have a...
Use your right.
Bismillah, yes.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
I have a question that I've been struggling with this one ever since I read this hadith, which I have to admit I didn't like when I read it. And the hadith is the Prophet, peace be upon him, he said that the people of Yemen are the best of people. And I also read the hadith where it says that there's no race is better, there's no racial supremacy. And then I read this one, and to this day I'm still struggling to believe, like, why are the people of Yemen better? What does that mean?
Change your profile picture.
That's my niece.
You can do. Can I see her?
Yes.
Can I?
I love it.
No problem.
No, haram. Anyhow, listen.
No, Sheikh, tell me.
First of all, we as Muslims have to have submission, certainty, no questions asked, no strings attached. This is Quran, I believe it. Do you fully embrace it? Yes. No questions asked. This is a hadith. Do you take it? Is it authentic? Is it?
That's what I read, yeah.
Then if it's authentic, it's from Allah. How could I be shaky? Because if you want to be shaky, this means that you don't have certainty. And when you don't have certainty, you're this close to flipping to the dark side.
But I mean, how are we able to judge how authentic hadith is, or?
You don't. How do you judge whether this neurosurgeon who's going to do a spine cord surgery on you is authentic or not?
Judged by opinions of other people.
Okay, so by whose people?
The professionals.
Professionals. So you go to the scholars.
That's why I'm asking you.
I'm coming to you. I'm not answering yet. I'm just setting the foundation for the belief. The biggest problem we have with the Westerners from America and from Canada and from Europe is that they don't have their Islam on cemented area. They're so easy to flip to the other side, and that's why you find many of them starting to be good and strong and mashallah, and all of a sudden, I have doubts. Why? The Prophet married Aisha when she was 9. You're a kafir. If you doubt the Prophet ﷺ for a second, you're a full-fledged kafir. Get the heck out of my house. Don't even think about it. No second chances. Watch out. I don't know why they're laughing. Guys, I don't know any of you, with all due respect, not because you're not famous, but because of my ignorance. I don't watch social media. I don't watch people. I don't follow up people.
We are your fans, though. We always watch you.
MashaAllah, may Allah promote you to a big air conditioner. Anyhow, so the issue is, I'm not punching below the belt. I don't know what your guys' views are, but I'm telling you, Islam is crystal clear. The Prophet said, I've left you on Islam which is as clear as night and day. There's nothing ambiguous in it. So if someone has the hesitation and is not certain, you know how many counseling sessions I do over the year? Thousands. I counsel people for money. They come to me, they pay me $220 per hour. I'm cheap. So what's the problem? And they come to me and say, Sheikh, I'm not certain that Allah exists. And you're a kafir. End of call. Watch out. If you doubt something in Islam that is beyond doubt, the Prophet ﷺ, if you look down at him, if you think bad about him, if you think something wrong with the Quran, if you think Allah Azza wa Jal is unfair, you're a kafir. We don't have to beat around the bush. But if you have a doubt, why did this happen? I'll explain it to you. This is why I'm here. You say, I don't know why the Prophet married Aisha when she was 9 and he was 50 years of age. It doesn't sound good, but I accept it. Do you think bad of the Prophet ﷺ? Is he a pedophile? Astaghfirullah. I would be a kafir thinking this. But I just want justification. I explain it to you. And I'll remove all doubt in your head. I have no problem. Sheikh, men marrying 4 and women marrying only 1. I'm a little bit dodgy about this, but I embrace it. I can explain everything to you. The thing is, if you don't have certainty, this is one of the 7 conditions of La ilaha illallah. Honesty, certainty, acceptance, and the likes. If you don't have certainty, you're not a Muslim. What are the 3 questions you'll be asked in the grave? You know?
No.
Who's your Lord?
Who's your messenger?
What is your religion? And who's the man who is sent to you? The Prophet told us 2 people would be placed in their graves. We did a course in Medina, the whole book,
Yes.
the 3 principal fundamentals. The first question would be, the 3 questions would be asked to a believer, and 2 horrible looking angels would come, grab the man, shake him up. He's dead, but he's dead but alive in the barzakh life, which is not our, if we pull him out of the grave, he's dead, he's a corpse. But this is another level of life between this dunya and the hereafter. It's called barzakh. So they shake him violently and they say to him, who's your Lord? What's your religion? Who's this man who was sent to you? And he would say out of confidence, my Lord is Allah, my religion is Islam, and this man is Muhammad. They shake him again and ask him, and he confidently answered. Allah says to them, my servant has said the truth. Open a window from Jannah, from paradise, where the fragrance and the coolness and the blessings would come to him, and let him rest. The other person would say, I don't know. People said something and I said it. And this is the hypocrite who says things, but but I can't say anything bad because everybody's watching. So I'm a Muslim, but deep down, he's a hypocrite. And this guy easily flips. And this is what most scares me about the people in the West. That their iman is not stable, it's not cemented, it's not concrete. It can flip any time. If you manage to strengthen your religion by not only reading books, because you need to walk the talk. If you read 6 volumes on how to swim in the ocean and you throw yourself in a swimming pool, what will happen? You'll drown like a rock. You have to practice it. So what you practice in your life, your daily routine, your masjid, your salat, your Quran, your community work, this is what will help you answer in the grave. If you don't walk the talk, you will be saying, I don't know.
People used to say.
Scary, huh?
Can I ask you about that hadith specifically?
Sure thing. What was the hadith?
Why are the people of Yemen the best of people?
The Prophet did not say that they are the best in the sense of that they are the most believers. He said that they have the cleanest of hearts and the most truthful and honest of rhetoric. They don't lie. That's in generality. And this is one of the ways of the Prophet ﷺ of being positive. He said positive things about all the tribes in Arabia, about the people in Tamim, in Najd. He said this about the people of Hijaz. He said this about this and that. Because the Prophet was always positive, looking at the positive things of the people, not looking at the negatives and to put them down. So this is not a check blank for them to do whatever they want. They said that simply they have clean hearts, they don't hold a grudge, and we see this among the people we know from Yemen. We know them. I'm not talking about the Houthis. So you can't say that this about people generically. I hope this makes sense.
Well, could you, I don't mean to keep going on this, but could you not argue that that's racial supremacy?
So what? We do know that there is racial supremacy. We do know that although blacks and whites, red and yellow are equal and they only differ with the taqwa, the piety in the heart, but we also know that Allah selected the Arabs due to their language, due to their heritage, due to their supremacy at the time between the Byzantines, the Persians, the Jews and the Christians, of maintaining a level of moral conduct and a level of social justice between them at the time. But today we don't judge people by the color. In Saudi Arabia you see this. We may have imams who are black. We have non-Arabs leading the prayer. You'll have me. I'm not originally Arab. I'm originally from Indonesia. So that nobody says anything. Nobody dares to say anything with my 9mm Glock. But still, we respect it and we feel, they're our homies. We have no problem.
So at a certain time, the Arabs were chosen people the same way Jews believe that they were chosen?
Yes, and this is why Quran is in Arabic. It's not in any other language. You can have translations in many languages, but Quran is Arabic.
So can you say Arabs were the chosen people?
No, because we have the worst scum from the Arab world. Bashar al-Assad. We can name few, but it's not the race. You don't have the what is it? The notion that I can say bad things about Islam because of this or that. We don't have any racism in Islam. Blacks and whites are equal. We have this, and we can see it everywhere. My father-in-law is as black as night. My father-in-law, he's black. And he's the most beloved person to my life. May Allah have mercy on his soul. That doesn't make any difference. We don't have this in us. We don't think of a race. What are you? Hispanic. ¿Qué pasa?
No, I'm everything.
So everything, but originally.
My mom is Filipino. My dad is black.
¿Cómo está acá?
Yeah.
Mabuti. Okay. So we integrate it. We don't look down at anyone. But to have this notion of, no, Black Lives Matters, Me Too movement, don't say onion nigga. We don't have this nonsense. We don't have this nonsense. We're all equal. If you're black and you're thinking that, you use the N-word. Yeah, I did not use the N-word. What's wrong with you? No, you're racist. Come on, get a life. We're all the same origin. I didn't choose to be white or yellow. Indonesians are yellow. Not in the sense that they're scared, but, And you didn't choose to be black. This is what Allah created you. Be proud of it. Live to it. Don't play the victim role. It's not going to take you anywhere.
We both children of Adam, man.
Yeah. Everyone says to me, what are your origin? Especially here in Saudi, they have this racism stuff, tribal stuff. So, what's your origin? They don't know. They say. I got your answer from the beginning. You're from everywhere. Okay. So when they say to me, "Where do you come from? What's your origin?" I said, "I play the serious, role." And I say, "My grandfather is a prophet of Allah." And they said, "Whoa, okay, wow. What do you mean?" I said, "My grandfather is Adam." I said, Adam. My grandfather is Adam as well. So what are you boasting about? We come from the same root. Khalas, we're Adam. So you don't have any leverage, whether you're white or black, whether you're from America or from Arabia or from the Far East, you're all the same.
You got a problem with that hadith, huh?
Yeah, but I like the way you explained about generalities and the Prophet not saying things negative about people. Like
just they're the best. They're the best.
Yemenis can't have clean hearts.
Yeah.
Like the way Trump talks about people. They're great. He's great.
They're great. They're best people.
I'm good too.
But also, he's not saying they're the best. He's saying a specific trait in them is good.
Yep.
A specific trait, their kind hearts, is good in Yemen.
And truthful.
And truthfulness. A trait is that's beneficial.
Not best of all people.
Yeah, I think the misunderstanding of the hadith.
You read that wrong.
Yeah, translation Tara, is very, very problematic. And this is why we say learn Arabic. In the translation, it could flip things all over the place. There's a hadith where the Prophet says, "Some 7 are martyred other than those killed on the battlefield." One of them is, in the Arabic, al-mat'un. Mat'un means the person who dies with the plague. But it also means the one who's killed with a stabbing. So imagine if I read this in a hadith translation in Los Angeles. The Imam of the Masjid was giving a khutbah, and he translated to be a stabbed person. So imagine if I'm listening to the hadith and I think, if I die stabbed, I'm going to be a martyr. And a guy in Harlem says to me, "Give me a wallet, I'm going to stab you." So, I would like to be a martyr. Go ahead. And I'm killed. Am I a martyr? Of course not. I'm a nutcase. Give him your wallet and save your life, akhi. But this is the translation that you have to be careful of. The Prophet ﷺ, when he listed the companions, he said, the most shy of all companions is Uthman. And the most strong in the truth is Umar. And the most person who judges among others is Ali. And the most person who knows in fara'id, inheritance, is Zayd. And he started naming companions and pointing out to the best in them, not meaning that the others are nothing. So this is the way of the Prophet ﷺ.
Tomorrow, inshallah, we're going to go do Umrah, inshallah, and then it's the last 10 days of Ramadan, so we're going to be in Mecca for a few days and then Medina. What advice do you have for us the last 10 days in Mecca and Medina? And some of them, it's their first time doing Umrah, so what advice?
My advice is, you guys are the chosen one. Though you're not Arabs. So you are the chosen one that Allah Azza wa Jal selected you to bring you to the most purest of all regions of the world, Mecca and Medina. Utilize your time to cleanse your hearts, because Allah does not look at your bodies or your wealth. This is hadith narrated by Imam Muslim, reported by Imam Muslim. Allah does not look at your bodies and your wealth. Rather, He looks at your hearts and deeds. No one can look at your heart, only Allah Azza wa Jalla. So utilize this time to cleanse your heart. How? Purify it, repent, ask Allah for forgiveness, go to Allah Azza wa Jalla wholeheartedly and asking Him for guidance and to remain steadfast on Islam. Avoid being together. Not that I want you to disunite, rather avoid being together, because when you're together you're going to waste your time chit-chatting, joking, cracking jokes, talking about things here and there, and that's not helpful for you. Have quality time with Allah. Just be there with Allah. Reflect on your past life, reflect on how much time left for you on earth, and utilize the best of it, and inshallah it's going to be a transformational period for you guys.
Inshallah.
I'm engaging, proposing to a woman. First one. And the sunnah is, what is it you guys called?
Yeah.
The Prophet said that you have to go and look at the one you're proposing to, because ideally you don't know the woman. Of course, if you've been going out steady for 4 or 5 years, you don't want to exaggerate looking at her again. It's going to put me off. No, I'm talking about ideally. So yes, you go and propose, and if they accept you after they're doing the due diligence and check on you, you have to have an interview with the woman for the first time in the presence of her father. This is when you get to look at her and take a good look at how she looks, communicate with her for half an hour or an hour, exchanging views of polygamy. Don't ever open the topic in such incidents, because they're going to kick you out of the house. I have a video on this. I'm telling them, whoever opens this topic, kick his butt out of the house, because this guy is bad news. Anyone who goes to say, listen, we're getting married, I think you're a good girl, but I'm giving you a heads up, I'm going to get married again, maybe a third time. the hell out of my house.
I thought being straight up works though, right?
The what?
Being straight up, you gotta be.
No, this is
blunt.
being stupid. Straight up. Anyhow, so the question is she allowed to come in normal house clothes, or she has to abide by the hijab? It's an issue of dispute. I'm inclined to the opinion that says she can come with her hair exposed, wearing normal, decent clothes, zero makeup, zero eyeliners, so that he would see her as she is. Of course, not wearing tights or miniskirts, or decent clothes. So where I can see her face, her hair, and maybe part of her arms, this is totally halal, inshallah. So I hope this answers.
That is halal, bro. Because Yemenis, they're very strict with it. Like
they have good hearts and.
Yemenis, they always come with the hijab, you know. Like,
this is cultural.
It's cultural,
but again, the majority of scholars follow this opinion. But Sheikh bin Baz says you can.
I get to see. I get to give my another shara.
Yes, you can. And you would like more.
That's how more fair.
Barakallah fikum. Jazakallah khair.
Let's take a group picture.
Apologize if I offended anyone.
That was quick.
None was offended. Huh?
I had 30 more questions.
That was amazing.
Next Umrah, inshallah.
That's fun.
Or you have to pay for it.
So I go put it on the video.
What is the DM that you just got?